welcome to another edition of the greatest goddamn D&D streamer in this world and the next. Goblins under the stairs here. You got Soul Rack the Destroyer here, ready to do a lot of slashing, but since I'm a nice guy, I'll throw in the bashing for free. And of course, I got my epic crew of destroyers with me here. I got Fang the Mang, I got Wilmore Chaddington, and of course, to lead us on this epic adventure, the greatest D&D DM in all the land here. It's Nick Gonzalez. Take it away, Nick.
Oh man, thank you, Soulrack the Destroyer, and yes, welcome everyone to tonight's Sunday night edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. Don't have too much to run along before we get this game going on, but so let's just do this quick recap and get the game going. You guys got a lot of overland travel planned ahead of you, heading to Citadel Felbar. But let's just give you guys a quick little refresher of what happened the last time we were all together, and we'll pick it up from there. So the last time all the adventurers were together, you guys started off the evening in Moongleam Tower in Everlund, in the library there, kind of learning as much as you possibly could from these Harpers. And Moonlord Daviana, she sent you guys on your way, told you that the King Morin and Queen Tithmul in Citadel Felbar, the dwarves there, have some more information that they can relate to you all about Ironslog and the fire giants and the orcs, and it would probably be helpful for you guys to speak to them. So you guys head out of Moongleam Tower, and the night was coming along, so you guys were like, let's quickly maybe set up a horse and buggy for the morning, and that way we're ready to get going and head on our 7-day travel. You guys secured that, found a place to get some food and a room at the Stag at Bay. Met a couple of adventurers there and hunters that warned you all of an owlbear problem in the area. Seems to be as if there's like a overpopulation of them, and they are getting paid per head to hunt these beasts in the lands. Gave you guys a little bit of intel about what all they are capable of, and kind of their hunting strategies and where you can find them and stay away from them, of course. And you guys got some nice shut-eye that night. Woke up the next morning with Fang feeling a little woozy and sick. He seems like he's come down with some sort of stomach bug or something like that, feeling nice and fatigued. So you guys head on out to the marketplace to find an apothecary and a blacksmith and exchange some coins. Fang was able to get some stuff to help his ailment, some ginger chews that should help him along just a little bit. Wilmore was able to find some wolfsbane there, which should be able to help you all out with your problems with your Lycan friend for a little bit. And he also bought a silver rapier at the blacksmith there to also kind of, as a precaution in case something were to happen with Soulrack losing his control, and lo and behold, he might have to defend himself. After getting all that done, you guys found the horse and buggy waiting for you guys, all packed up and ready to go. Johnny is ready to take you guys on your journey, and you all began to get in the buggy and travel on about 3 hours now along the Ralvin Road, with Soulrack performing this ritual with these new gauntlets that he had Bork put on some sort of arcane magic inscribed in it, and Wilmore starting to study his tome of leadership, and Fang just kind of kicking back on Cuomo, taking it easy and letting the breeze blow him by, and kind of just taking it all in and relaxing as much as he possibly can. So, with all that said, you guys are, as I mentioned, about 3 hours in on your travel currently. Nothing too exciting has happened quite yet. Was there anything anyone wanted to do to start off the night? If not, we can jump right on into some overland travel rules.
Hey,
Now that
read
I'm
my book.
done, I wanted to. Yeah, I want to read my book.
Okay. Sounds good.
Such a smart group.
Everyone's just studying, kicking back, and flipping through the pages and doing all the exercises and arithmetic that's provided in these books and these tomes. Fang, flying up in the air on Cuomo, was there anything that you were doing?
Yes, I waken from my rest, as I'm trying to allow my body to regain any energy from this illness that's tearing me up. And like I said, I wake up and I consume one ginger chew, and prepare myself for a long night of rest. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be feeling better.
All right, sure thing. Sun is pretty high up at this point right now, as it is like still like early on in the afternoon. You guys just continue on your travel and get things going. So with that said, I'm gonna give everyone a survival roll.
And I just want to clarify with exhaustion, do I have disadvantage on that?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Fine.
Survival. 15 or 18 and 5. So 5.
Nice. And just a reminder, you can always right-click the roll and click disadvantage or advantage. And that
Oh, I see that.
so that will just help speed
Oh,
things
so
up
roll
with that.
2.
Yes,
Oh, shit. Say that
another
again,
5.
say that
And
again.
another
Shit.
5.
if you right
I
click,
missed it.
no, you've done it Silrak before, but you don't usually.
That's cool.
If you right click the button to click to roll the dice, it'll pop up with advantage or disadvantage that you can select. So
Yeah.
that average is a nice solid 8. So everyone's gonna roll a d4, and that's all going towards encounter.
Well. I told you guys we'd throw in the bashing for free.
1.
Sashi said he's got us on the big screen. OLED tonight, looking good. I said, how's Solrak looking HD? So we
Just
got,
as handsome, baby.
so we got 7 total. All right, 7 total towards encounter.
When your D4 rolls
was
are
almost
almost
as
as large as your
survival.
D20s.
Yeah. Whew. Love it. Okay. So the first night comes to an end. You guys find a location to set up camp and kind of sit back for a little while. You all have some rations, so you guys can all deduct a piece of rations from your inventory, and this will be a good time to drink some water and fill up your water skins as well. Solrak and Wilmore, you guys both successfully completed 8 hours of your reading today.
Nice.
So you guys can both mark that on your stuff. And as you guys kind of come together and set up camp for the evening, Wilmore and Solrak both have 2-person tents, which they can set up, and the driver, Johnny, he kind of just sets up in the buggy with the horses and takes off their saddles and their reins and everything, just kind of brushes them and takes care of their horseshoes, kicking back there. He digs into some of his rations as well. Bork seems to be working pretty hard on Fang's boots and trying to get them done as quickly as he possibly can. It looks like, with you guys just kind of sitting around all day and traveling, he's made some good progress. But was there anything else anyone else wanted to do in the evening here? Or else we can just keep on moving.
I'm going to go over to Fang and just kind of rub his tummy. You doing all right there, buddy?
I'm hanging in there. These junior shoes definitely make me feel a little bit better, but it only lasts for so long. I'm hoping this wears off as soon as possible.
I hope you stop looking so pathetic myself, my friend. And I pat him on his tummy. And I go back to my bed.
Anything else for anyone else? Yeah.
Does anybody, we are in owlbear territory. I kind of look around just to see if there's any tracks or kind of put the ear out for that hideous wail that they make.
Yeah, make a survival check if you're looking for tracks.
And if I'm close enough to hear that, I will do some smelling. But if I'm not,
Yeah, you can make a perception with advantage, Solrak. So move you guys up a little bit on here.
13.
13, cool. So you guys remember you can right click and click advantage or disadvantage for those rolls as well. Just speed that up if you
You
like.
just said that.
So yeah, no, Wilmore, you begin going around the campsite a bit, kind of right into the edge, the tree line of the woods there, and don't seem to see any tracks anywhere. Solrak kind of pops up as well, wanting to join in on this search, and his ears perk up and begins listening around for any of these howls or screeches, and also sniffing around for any of these stinky beasts in the area. And this place seems like there's no signs around you all currently, and yeah, nothing to worry about at least.
All right. Well, I think it is time to rest. I don't know if anybody wants to take watch.
It's gonna have to be one of you guys. I gotta allow my body
Solrak
to rest.
or maybe Johnny. I look over to Johnny. You think you could keep an eye out for a bit?
Oh, I can keep an eye out for a little bit, but not the toughest one of the bunch. I can tell you that much.
I mean, you just have to yell.
Don't worry.
Well, I can yell. I
Yeah.
can scream real loud. That's for sure.
Not
Let's
too loud.
improve it.
Don't wake up the forest.
Yeah,
Just wake us up.
All right, sure. Yeah. I'll keep first watch, I guess. If someone wants to, come on, wake up. I guess maybe 2 or 3 hours in. Let me go to sleep after that. I do have a long travel day ahead of us.
Fun. I can take second watch, my friend.
Appreciate it. So I guess you guys all would begin to find your areas to sleep in tonight now then. Johnny stays up to watch for a bit. A couple hours go by. He's just sitting there, nervously looking all around. He hears a "hoo, hoo" in the distance. He kind of shudders a bit and kind of grabs his cloak and puts it up over his face and hides. I'm not built for this stuff. Oh God. Kind of puts his head behind the door of the buggy and just kind of peeking out the window. And he's just anxiously waiting for the time to come up where he can pass along the responsibilities. And it seems like maybe enough time's gone by. He pushes the door open, runs out, and Mr. Wilmore, it's your time to keep watch now.
Absolutely, my friend. Oh, good thing I had a restful day. And I go pop up and I just kind of sit up in my tent and go over to the buggy and kind of like not necessarily sit on top, but kind of like lay down on the top so I can't be seen well.
Cool. Make a perception check as you kind of are laying there.
Team.
15. All right. Intently keeping watch and listening to all your surroundings, and kind of just kicking back and relaxing as well. And nothing seems to perk your interest or pique your interest. You don't hear any footsteps or any the howling or screeching in the distance, or any sort of signs that would cause you to want to be alert at this moment. So a few hours go by, and you feel like it's probably a good time for you to maybe get some more shut-eye as well, if you'd like.
Well, I cast message down to Solrak and say, "Hey, buddy, I don't know if you want to take watch, but I'm tapping out."
Got it, big guy. I mean that ironically because you're kind of little, It's little guy, but you don't get it. It's okay. I'll go. Take watch.
Solrak, you come out of your tent now and begin to look around, and I guess Wilmore will sneak back into his, and make a perception check as you begin to look around in the still darkness of the middle of the night here. You see the forest line to one side of you guys. You can hear the river flowing on the other side, and the road is about 100 yards away from where you guys are camped off currently.
22.
22. With your keen hearing, you begin to hear a couple of owls hooting in the distance. Doesn't sound like it's too close to you all, but you do just hear some night birds making their calls.
I hear those birds, my stomach starts to rumble a little bit. I start to think, should have eaten that giant bird. Of course, I'm thinking of Ganj. It's so tasty. He's off some demon head. I just imagine delicious would have been. Like base this massive bird, and then him like spinning around, and me and Wilmore like skipping around like a pit of fire while he cooks, and then eating these giant chicken wings. I'm just like, food, just the food.
You get uninspiration for wanting to eat an ex-party member.
Oh yeah!
Yeah!
That's fucked up, Carlos. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, the Who's kind of are just fade off into the distance, and you hear a couple of more like wing flaps in the night sky there, but nothing that seems to really draw too much attention or cause too much worry or panic for you. A couple hours go by, and if you feel comfortable to do so, you can finish up your rest as well.
Before go to bed, I'll take another.
Get a little closer to your mic, bud.
Since I have a map now on this screen.
Yeah.
Once I decide to go to bed, I'll take one more look around just to be sure I'm good to go, and then I'll head off to bed.
Yeah, with that 22 perception check, totally fine. You look around and don't seem to see anything in sight coming out of the tree line, up from the rivers, or traveling down the trail.
Ooh, so off to bed I go.
Beautiful. Everyone finds their nice long rest, goes to sleep, wakes up with the crows crowing and the tree lines above them, and yeah, you guys can take a long rest now. You've successfully completed that. Fang, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you wake up, and this is just a regular roll.
As we
Now, you go ahead real quick.
Oh, I was gonna say the first thing I would have done in the morning was kind of walk over to Fang's tape and kind of rub his belly again and double check how he's doing and give him guidance as he wakes up.
Okay, now, Nate, I do have a question in regards to the Constitution saving throw. So when I click long rest, there's a checkbox option that says recover 1 level of exhaustion during this rest. Requires food and drink.
No.
Is that not okay?
Because it's different than just a regular exhaustion.
Gotcha. Okay.
And as I go in and rub him on the belly, hey big guy, how you feeling? That's guidance and bardic inspiration.
All right.
Right.
So it's just a flat roll now, and then I can add a D4, correct?
You can add a D4 and a D8.
And a D8?
And if you eat a ginger chew, you can add another D4.
Bring on the ginger chews.
So
that's how I would have started my morning, anyways.
make a
Right.
con saving throw.
Okay, so a flat con saving throw, correct?
Yeah. Because exhaustion is just on ability checks. The first level is.
Okay.
The first level, that is.
All right, 12 plus a D4 plus a D8.
Get all ones.
4 and the ginger chew. Another fucking 1.
Jesus.
That was close. Okay. I thought you were gonna get all ones, which would have been even more fun. But so Fang, you wake up with Wilmore kind of patting your belly and asking how you feeling, and giving you this kind of warm feeling as you kind of just try to shake off this illness, this fatigue that you have been struck with. And this morning, you fell asleep and you had that drenched sleeping bag again from your sweat and perspiration and kind of rolling around all night. But after Wilmore kind of touches you and you kind of wake up and extend your arms and eat this ginger chew, you notice that turning in your stomach kind of just seizes and secedes and just kind of dissipates and fades away from you as you start feeling like your normal, healthy self once again.
Chattington. Today, I wake up feeling rather refreshed. And I'd like to think part of it is because of you. You've been right by my side, assisting me along. You've definitely been a morale booster in the sense that I feel like if I didn't have you right by my side, I could be really milking this illness for maybe even a couple more days. So I appreciate you being right by my side throughout all this. It was a nasty illness to say the least, and I'm just
And they made
happy.
love.
Well, buddy, I'm always here for you. I can assure you. The last thing I need is people in this crew walking around with the bubble guts, my friend. And I slap on the butt. And
Easy, still a little sensitive. You never know. I could still have a little. Well, never mind. Never mind.
and then I smell my fingers real quick. Well, you tell me when you feel better, my friend. And,
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I don't know how well your fingers are gonna smell. I mean, I've been perspiring like crazy, so I mean, I could sure use a bath or shower at some point during today or in the near future. But all I know is that I feel extremely rejuvenated, and I know today I got to take advantage of catching up on my studying, and that's what I think I'll do.
I think that's a good plan, my friend. If you want, though, you could always take a quick dip in that there river and freshen up a little bit, and then I smell my fingers one more time. But that one's for me, and then I just leave.
I see this finger action going on. I'm disturbed, but I tell Fang, whoa, let me take a dip in the river quick first. Get your loose stool all over me, and I go take a cannonball into the river, waxes to wash off and shit. Cannonball! Swimming around, little backstroke. La 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 la.
I'm looking in the river for things that could potentially eat Solrak.
Yeah.
With like a giddiness.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Oh, what's in that river?
Wilmore, you begin looking around the river a bit as Solrak's splashing around, backstroking, breaststroking, whatever he can stroke, Solrak's about it. And so, and you begin to look around the river for
There's
anything.
200 gold coins, you got it.
And down the river a bit, something catches your eye, just kind of breaching the surface ever so slightly, and then making its way back down, and then you see a couple bubbles underneath. It's hard from as far away as you are, even with a 25, to see exactly what it was, but you do see some sort of creature about 300 feet or so away.
I don't say anything. And if Fang comes up, I go, why don't you just give him a little bit of free time there, Mr. Fang?
You insist?
I'm just bathing. I'm not gonna take forever. I'm gonna get out at one point, so there you go.
You're still staying in the river, is what you said?
So I mean, now that I've made my swimming point, I'll get out quickly. Start swimming towards the shore, I guess.
And Bork looks at you. Hey, Stolrak, you didn't need to take your gauntlets off when you go in there. They're rust-proof.
Oh, God, you are the man. Start climbing out. I'm going to go dry off my gauntlets on first. Just stare at them. The rest of me is just like butt naked. Like, this is awesome. Thanks so much. I felt so naked without these this whole time. Crazy stuff.
All right,
I feel
it
great again.
it is my turn now, guys.
Right before you jump in, I go, Fang, I think maybe we stay on the bank here. I mean, you don't really know what's in that there water. And I kind of like sit down and I kind of cup some water over my neck, wash my face, and then look out in the distance.
No, the water was great to me. It was so nice and refreshing. Like it was
Yeah.
cold, but not too cold. Look how clean I am.
I mean, yeah, Chaddington, I've been sweating profusely for the last several hours.
And I didn't even pee in there because I knew you were going in. So,
okay.
yes.
Well, not only that, but Shellrock did do a pretty cool cannonball, and I feel like I kind of need to one-up him.
Well,
I definitely know there's no way that you can do it unless you
I
build it
understand that,
first.
but I do believe there's a giant alligator down there. When I point that way.
Alligator.
So wait, why didn't you say anything then?
Oh, I did, but I guess you couldn't hear me from down here.
I will wait till we get further up, I suppose.
And then I cast message to Fang. Go, I made a short joke about myself, and it went right over his head.
Yeah. And I respond, smartest one in the group, who?
I just laugh out loud.
Bork looks around. This dude's creepy. I don't get him.
I hear Chaddington laugh to himself after my response back, and I look over and give him a one-eyed wink.
Classy.
Quite.
Maybe we should get heading upriver then.
Burning daylight, guys. Let's go. Come on.
Yes. I apologize. We can blame Solrak for that one. God, I feel great right now. Let's get a move on. And I'll be on Cuomo. We'll be flying about 25 feet up in the air, and I will be studying away.
Beautiful. I take it that's probably what everyone's going to be doing today, right?
So I'm studying, and Sanity is flying on, I guess, the east side that's close to the woods.
Sure.
And just looking down to see if she sees any owlbears in particular.
All right, beautiful.
Same with Cuomo while he's up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys all make survival checks for yourselves, and then Sanity and Cuomo both make perception checks as well.
Survival.
I'm a survivor.
8, and you said perception.
Then I'll roll perception and just subtract 1, right? Because he has a plus
Ooh.
4
Cuomo with
So
a
9.
what's
or 10.
Perception is wisdom. Oh, Cuomo with the 20.
Nice. So 8, 10, and 7. That's
Oh god.
that's my 3 rolls. So that's under 10 average again. So everyone give me
Way to go, guys.
Everyone give me a D4 roll, and yeah, we'll go from there. Man, you guys did like the opposite last time.
2. Yeah, I don't think we had any
We worked out whatever happened.
combat.
You had
rolls
no under 10s averages last time at all. So that's 5, 9. So I'm adding right there, right? Yes.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay. And let's see that 19 and okay, 11. Cool. So Cuomo's up in the air, flying, taking the aerial view of the land all around and making sure that there's no harm coming into the horse and buggy or to the party in general. And it doesn't seem to be anything that catches Cuomo's eye at this point in time. Does notice a couple of corpses of just strange, or not strange, but just like, you know, different land animals such as like beavers and moles and kind of groundhogs. These kind of just like rodents, larger marmots, and Yeah, no, but nothing of like a beast type or monster type that seems to be worrisome for you guys. And Johnny gets you guys traveling for another 8 hours or so along the trail, and you guys make it a little bit further down there to set up for camp for the night. So, unless there's anything in particular that you guys want to do at camp tonight again, we can just keep on rolling to the next day.
Come on, bro, to the next day.
Are we only
Read some
able
more.
to study for a maximum of 8 hours per day?
Let me reread that, but no, I actually don't think it is a maximum of 8 a day. I think it.
I understand that you, it's like traveling any more than 8 hours per day would cause us to have to make a exhaustion roll,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, Constitution.
like-
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so we studied for that amount of time, so I
Yep.
was wondering for Fang's sake if he could study a couple extra hours.
If you
to
guys
make
want to
up.
study into the evening until you go to sleep, you can certainly do that as well.
Yeah,
I'd
so
probably do 12 hours of studying.
Okay.
so I imagine we do, gents. We set up shop here after the 8 hours of travel.
No, I didn't want to do that much studying, but when I see them studying as the smartest in the group, I feel like I can't put the book down. You know what I mean? So I just keep studying. So I see each of them put the book down, and then I'll count 30 Mississippis, and then I'll put the book down.
Hilarious.
I'm petty or anything.
So Wilmore, you're just going through all these guidelines and practices to learn how to influence and charm people a little bit more. And Fang, you're reading through yours. It has all these different insight exercises to practice your intuition and figuring out different words that are charged with different types of magic. And Silrak, you just kind of like put your book down for a moment and see that they're still reading through all theirs. Like, oh god, fuck, smartest one. I can't put my book down if they're still reading. So you just keep going through all these memory and logic exercises that are inscribed in these books here, and in your tome in particular. And yeah, if you want to do another, say, 4 hours of reading, you can do that if you'd like, Silrak. So you guys can both get 12 hours, or all of you guys can get 12 hours today if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 12 is probably the max.
Yeah, that sounds about right for.
Unless we get some like drugs.
Some PEDs. or something.
Oh, if we go back a few times,
I don't think they had Adderall.
You guys have any Adderall
just
around
gonna
here?
say,
I'd
right?
really like some Adderall. I think it'd be really cool if we had some. It'd be fun.
Bork would look at you and was like, well, if you need some sort of stimulant, I can hook you up.
So that's how you're able to work on all of our equipment for so long, huh, buddy?
I have a secret or two.
I guess that's why they call it secrets. I'll let you keep it hush hush.
Thank you. And so he lets you guys go back to your studies, and yeah, if you guys want to just call it a night there, reading your 12 hours and getting some shut-eye, you certainly can. If anyone
Yeah.
wants to keep watch, they can as well, but if not, we can just go through the night into the morning.
I will.
Take,
I'll keep watch. Since I know they kept watch overnight, and can I assume that Cuomo would have kind of like alerted me of the corpses since I was flying on him?
Cuomo definitely would have probably, yes, you would have been aware of him being
Okay.
aware of it.
Yeah, so kind of seeing those along our path, I don't feel fully comfortable without anyone not keeping watch. So, especially given the fact that everyone else kept watch last night, so I will do my part and keep watch for a few hours before I feel like it's a safe time for me to get a long rest.
I would kind of speak up. So watch this time. I mean, I think Fang, you go first. Then if you want to wake me, and then we can wake Solrak up. 3-4 hours a pop.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if that works for you guys.
Then I cast message at Fang. Solrak needs his beauty sleep. You know what I'm saying? Can't fix
respond.
that.
And I respond, yeah, he's starting to get ugly and uglier, as if it was even possible.
And I look over like,
Yeah, there it is.
And with that, I go to bed to have a nightmare.
Bork looks at Solrak. Bork looks at Solrak and says, "My mother used to say if you make faces like that, they might get stuck. So, Solrak, I'd be careful if I were you."
Is that why your mother said, like, stop making faces like that, you might get struck?
Yes, her
Well,
face got
Bork-
stuck like that. That's how she knew.
I know. The devil knows from experience, all right? Not because he's
She's a saint, not a devil, Solrak. You watch your tongue.
Oh, I'll watch my all right.
It's all right.
Say, you're cute.
Just get a good night of sleep. You're gonna have to be up in a few hours to keep a lookout.
All right, guys. Off to sleep I go.
Alright. Fang, you're the one staying up first.
Yep. So I'm listening for anything that sounds suspicious. Just keeping an eye out.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh yeah, 10.
10. Alright. Sitting down around by the fire and kind of keeping an eye out and ears out to see if there's anything nearby. Keeping watch and hear a bit of wind blowing by the trees and shaking them up a little bit. Kind of makes you pop your head over your shoulder to see what's going on, but nothing there.
After my couple hours, I go over to Chattington and I pinch his nostrils so that he stops breathing, and then he kind of hopefully wakes up.
I instantly pass gas as soon as he pokes my nostrils. Like the air just kind of goes south, and it wakes me up. Like instead of coming out of my nose, it has to still come out, and it just comes up my butt, and I just startle myself because it's like.
I guess it still worked. I guess.
Like it's all connected, my friend.
I suppose it is. I guess it's got to exit out of somewhere. Either way, sorry to wake you. Well, not really, but it is your turn to keep watch.
Absolutely, my friend. You go tuck yourself in tonight, all right?
Yeah, don't tell me twice.
I won't.
Good.
Wilmer, as you keep lookout for
As
the
he
night,
walks away, I mouth just what I just said. But I don't say it.
Is there anything that you do as you keep watch, or you just look out?
I kind of like intermediately just to keep keep it frisky. I'll switch my eyes to sanity as she's kind of looping out in that kind of 100-foot radius. I'll look around, then she'll do a swipe. Just kind of that.
Okay. Yeah, perception checks for both.
So this one is for me, and then just subtract 2 from the next one for sanity. So 20 for me, and then nat for
Nice. Yeah, so sanity flies up in the air over the tree line and begins looking down around, and as you're looking out to see like where sanity's flying out to and through the trees as well, through the darkness of the night, it's hard to make out any details outside of just silhouettes of shadows essentially in the tree line. But Sanity's she's flying up there, notices there's a hillside with some sort of large door, a stone door it looks like, built into the side of this hill.
Is it open or closed?
It's closed.
She would just kind of perch on a branch, just kind of stare at the door, and I would just kind of stay looking through her eyes, just looking at the door, see if anything does anything.
So you kind of just roll back in your mind for a moment and perceive through Sanity's vision, and you're just staring at this stone door. It's like 10, 15 feet tall, built into the side of a rolling green hill. And as I mentioned, it's closed, and you don't seem to notice it open or crack or become ajar at all, or any creatures or anything come by near it. Just strange that this stone door would be built into the side of this nondescript hill.
I How long was this since Fang left?
Um, it's about an hour now since Fang
Okay.
has gone back to sleep.
Okay. I would kind of take my eyes off of Sanity, and I'd go into Solrak's tent, or no, I'd wake Johnny, and I would say, hey, shh. I think we might need to move to another campsite, my friend. So I need you to just stay tight and be ready to move, okay?
Kind of just shakes out of his sleep, pretty scared for a moment as you're waking him up out of this deep sleeping. Oh, what's wrong? What's going on? Is one of those owlbears?
No. I think I think we may be sleeping on somebody's doorstep. So let's we might have to move camp, okay? I'm gonna go wake the other guys up to see what we do, okay? But
See,
you be ready.
rubbing his eyes. I'll get everything all together. Yeah. Just tell me where to go, I guess.
Absolutely. You just prepare the chariot, if you will,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens next, okay?
Absolutely. You see him start pops up real quick. He was kind of groggy for a moment, but then notices the uh, importance or the significance, or just how quickly he needs to get moving to get everything going right now, and get you guys off of this trail. So gets everything going, and you head back to the campsite.
hmm And then I head over to Fang, since he just kind of fell asleep, and buddy Fang, hey, shh. And I'm like right in front of him. He's like, shh, trying to wake him up. I'm assuming he wakes up. There's a, I think we're sleeping on somebody's front porch, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't know what you're saying. I didn't see or hear anything when I was up.
Well, I think this may be somebody else's territory. You see, there's a giant stone door in the mountains. I think this might be giant territory. So I think we should get Solrak up, and maybe we just move camp for the night.
Just getting comfortable.
Or we go
Yeah,
hope that nothing comes out of there.
Yeah. We could. I mean, it's up to you, man. I could pass out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go wake Solrak up. I think we may just need to move.
Yeah. Just let me know. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna rest.
All right,
my eyes.
buddy. And I'm gonna go wake Solrak up. The same thing, just like shh, right in front of his face while I'm like poking him.
What is it?
I think we may be sleeping on the doorstep of a giant's house. Think we should move, or do y'all just want to sleep through the night? I don't care. It's up to you.
As soon as he says giants, my eyes just open wide, and I just very quietly, say, "Shh, let's get the hell out of here."
I think that's a good idea. Let's Johnny's putting the horse and buggy together. I think we need to close up camp, and maybe we just move down a bit.
Yeah, as far away from these giants as we can. Have you physically seen any?
No, but there's a giant door in the side of the hill. I don't really want to know what's on the other side of it, but we can look. Fang wants to sleep.
Of course he wants to sleep. I definitely don't think we should check out what's on that door, especially if he's grumpy over there. I think we should move. That's safe.
I think that's a good idea. I tell you, why don't you start breaking down camp, and I'll get Bork and Fang on the march. Okay?
Yeah, maybe you can put Fang on top of his bird or something. Keep sleeping. As long as he doesn't fall off and die.
I think that's a good idea. I then head over, wake up
quietly
Fang
start,
again.
I'll start breaking down camp.
I'm gonna go wake up Fang again, just kind of poke him. Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
we're gonna move camp.
All right.
Why don't you maybe maybe you can sleep in the stagecoach, but I need you to break down camp, okay?
All right, man. I'll do that for you.
And then go ahead.
No, I reluctantly, slowly get up and start breaking down camp so that we can move away.
For half a second, I roll my eyes back in the head and look through sanity. Is the door still shut?
Roll back in your head and look through Sanity's eyes, and still the same exact image as you saw before.
And I keep going, and I wake Bork up. And Bork, shh.
Well, what is
We
it?
need to move.
Oh,
We need to move. There's I think there might be a giant in the hillside, so we're moving camp.
already giants? So, well, let's go.
All right, everybody break down the camp and meet at the stagecoach.
And
Trying to break mine down.
Johnny's already sitting on the little bench behind the two horses with the reins in hand. Kind of looks like he's shivering a little bit from the cool of the night and just being up at this point. He's like, guys, let's get going. Maybe we can just go 5 more miles down the road and stop for the night.
I think that's a good plan, gentlemen. Now, if you don't mind, though, I'm gonna keep an eye on that and gonna go lay on top of the coach and go just keep on going. And I'm gonna roll my eyes back, and just kind of look through Sandy's eyes to keep an eye on the door.
Okay.
And instead of being inside the coach, I'll be on Cuomo's back, and I tell him to Cuomo just to keep an eye out for anything.
Okay.
I don't think there is anything. I think they may just be overreacting, but just to be safe, just keep an eye out for anything.
I'll keep my nose close to the window and sniff around and keep an ear out too in case I sniff or hear anything. Yeah, or feature anything. Not tonight.
All right. As you guys all make your way into the buggy, except for Cuomo and Fang, who fly overhead, Wilmer laying on top, and keeping an eye through Sanity. The three of you guys can all make perception checks with through your certain beings. Solrak with advantage.
16.
Cool.
That actually would be a 9 because it was through Cuomo.
Sure.
I guess, yeah, the 16 would be a 14 through Sanity, because I'm looking through her eyes.
Yeah. And then, alright, cool. You got the Solrak perception. Cool. Muted, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, Solrak, we'll start with Fang, flying up on Cuomo's back, kind of just taking it easy and almost like passing out up there, but Cuomo's got his eagle eye to the sky and looking down all around, and doesn't seem to pick up any signs of anything in the vicinity as you guys keep going on your travel. Same story for Wilmer through Sanity's eyes too. Doesn't seem to pick up any signs of anything at all. Solrek, though, with his 25 perception and he's listening and smelling throughout the air, you do get this. As you guys are kind of like rolling on by, you hear the ricketing of the wagon, the wheels underneath of you, and just kind of going over this uneven ground. You hear this sound in the very far distance of a screech.
Muted.
He's the worst character in Saved by the Bell. Just kidding. I
Dude,
love Screech.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Get yourself checked.
No, never know.
Yep.
Anyways, I look over to Chaddington. You know, he's in this trance. I like know what to do, so I just shake him. Chaddington!
I wake up, and Sanity comes flying over to the stagecoach.
There's a screech. There's a terrifying screech. And I point to the direction. That way! There's something out there. Send a message. Bald one here.
Is that the direction? That's not the direction of the door, right?
From with the 25, you can tell that it came from somewhere in the tree line, but you don't know exactly where.
Okay. I go. It's probably owlbears, but I'll put him on the lookout. And I point up wherever I assume he is, and cast a message. Keep an eye out for owlbears, my friend. It's a fang.
Do I think it's owlbears?
Make a nature or survival check. But yeah, Wilmer, you can go on and say whatever you're going to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically you said screech, and that's what they said they make. So I'm just assuming.
Yeah, from pretty much you were talking with the hunters with Wilmore as well. Not a high DC. Yeah, they mentioned that they make these screeching sounds. The owlbears do.
Okay, then I feel more at ease that it's an owlbear and not some giant creature. I'm still alert here.
Okay. All right. So you guys keep going on this travel with the horse and carriages here, about 5 miles total up the road till you guys feel like you're at a safe distance. Do you guys want to stop here, or do you want to? I mean, does it feel safe to you all going only 5 miles from where you guys heard this screech, or did you want to? It's up to you.
I feel like owlbears easily travel that. Perhaps maybe going